Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing inZOI in its ridiculously high-end system requirements. Let's go over them right now. They actually updated them in March 26th, so it doesn't show an RTX 4080 or 7900 XTX from AMD anymore. It shows an RTX 5070 Ti or 4080 Super, both Nvidia GPUs. I don't know why they removed the AMD card, but I guess we should probably test it out in another video. Anyway, seeing a 4080 Super in the high-end system requirements is nothing new. We've seen a ton of unoptimized titles asking for ridiculously high-end GPUs on the high preset or, with ray tracings and stuff like that. But what I didn't expect was to see the Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which is one of the best, if not the best gaming CPU in the world, in the system requirements. Heck, even the Ryzen 7 7800X3D is really high end, and it's on the recommended requirements with the 4070 Super. Crazy, right? But let's go over the detailed specs right here. We got the RTX 4080 Super, okay, with the latest Nvidia drivers. This is the Founders Edition model of the card, by the way, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU-Z, GPU specs, that is. We got 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and on the left, I am pairing it with that Ryzen 7 9800X3D CPU and 32 gigabytes of DDR5 in dual channel, and it's 6000 megatransfers per second RAM CL30. Let's get into it. Oh, the game is also installed on an SSD, one of these, right? It's this one, the 2 terabyte one. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so we're here, getting 46 FPS just in this menu. It looks really good though, like the lighting, the shadows and stuff. Everything is sharp and crispy, I like it. But let's go over the settings first. And we're starting at 4K resolution, but we're also going to test this at 1440p and 1080p resolutions. DLSS Super resolution is set to DLAA right now. Ray tracing is on, as you can see. I disabled the depth of field and motion blurs, and everything else is set to the maximum or ultra setting right here. And here we have it, guys. It's a beautiful... Can we go first person? Actually, no. It's a beautiful morning right now. It's 7:12 a.m., 21 degrees Celsius, summertime. Very nice and shiny right here with ray tracing. Ooh, yes, we should definitely take a look at some reflections and stuff. So right away, I'm seeing a ton of pop-in. Look at those buildings right there. Jesus. Ooh, what? Okay, well... Early access shenanigans, I guess, my friends. This is still in early access. They say that we should expect some bugs and so on. In terms of reflections here with the ray tracing enabled, yep, those are kind of accurate. Yes, it is reflecting the car and stuff and the lights of the car. Not too bad, honestly, although the graphics aren't really that impressive. Oh boy. But it is a huge game, like it's basically real life, I guess, from what I've seen. So there's a huge city and a lot of NPCs and so on. You can talk to them, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Mock. Maybe we shouldn't start with this. Also, guys, this is my house right here. I still haven't gone inside of the house, but look at our PC. It's ancient. What the heck? A CRT, and oh my goodness, we need to upgrade that for sure. Eat soup. Do I have soup? Let's see. Do we have... Oh boy! What the heck, dude? Repair. Can I repair it with my own hands? Let's go, buddy. Oh no, he has a tool. Okay, good stuff. Also, guys, in terms of frame time consistency and stuttering and stuff, it is pretty bad. But again, it's an early access title and it's a huge city and so on. Very ambitious. So I guess it's kind of expected. Oh my god, guys, what have I walked into? Look at this. We're getting 40s, 50s, which is not too good for a 4080 Super, but we have it at 4K native resolution, maximum settings with the DLAA as well, so not using upscaling. But you walk into here, and you got some very nice and detailed and accurate as well ray-traced reflections. Damn. And pretty much everywhere, on the mirror, over here, on these surfaces, there are little reflections everywhere. But that is so intensive. It brings our 4080 Super down into the teens sometimes. Look at this. Holy crap. Anyway, yeah, things pop in a lot here, guys. Oh my god, the stuttering is crazy. But the thing is, for the type of game that this is, it's not unplayable. It is pretty terrible in my opinion, and I wouldn't really enjoy walking around with this much stuttering and low FPS sometimes. Especially on a 4080 Super 9800X 3D system. You know, you spend a lot of money on these systems, and then this is the performance you get. So, nah. we need to tweak some things, maybe use some upscaler for sure, but I think the 1% lows won't really improve even with that. McDreamed, can we enter that? Wait a second. This is very interesting. I am hungry, probably, because I couldn't eat my soup from the fridge. Also, I want to see the vegetation. Yeah, the textures there aren't really too high resolution, and it shows actually in most of the game textures aren't really the strong point. It's not terrible by any means, it looks good in my opinion, but I feel like if they're asking for a 16GB GPU and using 9.5 gigabytes, maybe they should increase the texture resolution a little bit on the highest setting. But they got more issues to solve first, of course. But look at those reflections, by the way. They're a little bit lower frame rate than the actual thing that's happening, but they're accurate, and they're not really super sharp, but maybe it's because the windows are a little bit dirty. Maybe, I guess. Ooh, wait. What is this? What are we doing? Oh, we can actually take the subway somewhere. Oh, yes. I want to take the subway to the park. Because usually vegetation is very intensive in games, so I want to check that out. And here we are, guys. Let's just zoom out, check out the park from above, 30-something FPS, a little bit more intensive than out in the city, apparently. Also, I'm not sure why I was avoiding Jack, but... Hello, Jack! How's it going? This is beautiful. Oh, shoulder view. Wait a second. Oh, no, this view sucks. We can't interact with a cat, my friends, unfortunately. And I don't think we can kill Bob since we can't even steal cars. So this is a very problematic game, in my opinion, my friends. It has a lot of issues. That's why, if you can't kill Bob, there's no chance in hell that the game is going to be well optimized. So there's that. Can we drink water from here at least? Yes! Yeah, look at this. All right, let's drink some water. Is my guy tired or something? I don't know. I don't even know. I got my money there, 43,000. That was awesome because we bought our house for 2,000 plus like 9,000 or something like that. 2,000 for the terrain and 9,000 for the house. And yeah, I wish it was like that in real life. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Okay. This very, very, very early stages, my friends. It is pretty crappy of an experience. Oh boy. Okay, you know what? It's probably time for us to stop. There's a lot of things to explore here in this title, but let's use quality DLSS now. And with quality DLSS, we're getting up to like 60 frames per second. Not too terrible. Mostly in the 50s though, 40s sometimes. So it's a little bit better. I can tell a little bit of a difference. I think this is not the latest version of DLSS, by the way. Okay, what is this? What is this? What is this little symbol? Camera symbol. Should we take selfie spot? Selfie together, yes. With who? Who are these people, man? Okay, this guy, yes. He seems like a friendly guy, right? Oh, it's that one. Yes. Oh, it's people nearby. Okay, so I'll just ask him for a selfie randomly. This one is also taking a selfie. I think those are selfies with the flash. All right. It's a little bit weird to see the flash. Oh, look at him. That's so nice. Okay, recommend ZOI Life game. No way. There is a game. Wait. Oh? There must be a game inside of this game called ZOI Life. Jesus, this is deeper than I thought. That's what she said. However, what's a little bit bad is I see a lot of fuzziness around hair mostly. The finer strands have a lot of fuzziness there because of DLSS quality. On DLA8 it was quite a bit better. The quality DLSS version here is not too great, but I mean, it's still very close to native resolution at 4K, and it looks a lot better than TAA at 4K, guys, because I don't know why, if you set it to TAA, at least it's how the game started for me, with DLSS turned off and TAA over here on the anti-aliasing, and we gain a lot of FPS. Look at that. But I can 69 again. I can clearly say that this is not native resolution. It's really soft, and there is a ton of aliasing pretty much everywhere. You see it very, very well in the loading screen, the first menu screen or whatever, with the cat and the computer, you know. You see that the fur in the cat is not at native resolution whatsoever. So TAA doesn't seem to be running native res here, and if you want to disable TAA here, they allow it, at least that, so I'm just going to set it to custom here. There's TSR, off, FXAA, and TAA. I'm going to set it to off, and you can clearly see once again that this is not native resolution. There is a frick ton of noise everywhere. Look at this, and the aliasing there and here, like everywhere. It's also getting higher FPS than DLSS, so if you have an Nvidia GPU, do stick to DLSS in this title, or DLSS quality, which will look a lot better than this. Let me do like performance DLSS, actually. That should work better than TAA. Oof. Wait a second. No, if you utilize DLSS on top of the custom settings without TAA enabled, without any anti-aliasing enabled, it still looks really, really aliased. It's nowhere near what it should be. Or maybe it is, because performance DLSS is actually 1080p resolution being upscaled to 4K, and this kind of looks like 1080p resolution being upscaled to 4K. Just the upscaling part is not working that well, unfortunately, if you don't have TAA enabled. But if you do, once again, look at this. Look at the reconstruction that DLSS does as an upscaler, the super resolution. Yeah, this is not... Come on. Oh, it just crashed, of course. Oh my goodness. What are people saying about this, by the way? It's very positive. So apparently people don't really care much about the performance and the stability of the game. Finally, a live sim game without $1,000 plus DLC. Oh boy, EA. Right? Here we go, guys. This is a really nice area to test what I was saying, you know, about the TAA and stuff. So this is now performance DLSS at 4K resolution, which is 1080p upscaled to 4K. Once again, it does a really good job, but disabling anti-aliasing, look at that. It looks really crappy. We still got performance DLSS though, and disabled that again. And this is supposed to be native resolution at 4K, but it clearly isn't. Like, you can see a ton of issues here, ton of aliasing, the fur on the cat. Come on. I mean, this is not 100% resolution scale like it says it is right there. It's just not. So, yeah, you got to use like ultra settings with TAA enabled and the DLSS. I think DLSS performance is actually looking really good, so I'm going to keep that, and we're going to join the game again. Maybe it didn't save the game. Wait a second. Oh boy. The guy who we took a selfie with, I don't even remember his name. No. So we basically lost a lifelong friend. Oh boy. Okay, well, we're back here again, guys. GPU power usage is way lower at the moment, 175 watts or so. Really efficient, actually, for what it's doing at the moment, which is basically giving us a 4K picture. I'm using a 27-inch 4K monitor here. It still looks pretty good to me. I can see some aliasing here and there, you know. I can see it's a softer look than it was with DLSS and quality DLSS, but I think it makes the game so much better in terms of FPS. We're getting 80s now, that I would actually take this. This is a much better experience now. Also, we can make it run a lot faster. Yes. Yeah, okay. Fast 3 times. Okay. Yeah, much better. Why wasn't I doing this before? You know why? Let's explore other areas. Over here is another park. Let's check that one out. Way less grass or less dense, you know, in terms of vegetation and stuff. But it is getting us those 70 plus frames per second. That's not too bad. But it's terrible. It's the pop-in. It's just... the pop-in makes it unplayable to me, guys. Like, there could be things in front of you that you can't see because it takes way too long to load. And granted, we're playing with 3 times the speed right now. We were playing. But still, you saw that happening previously as well with 1x speed, so yeah. Wait, I'm not counting our FPS. I'm sorry, guys. We can't see the single-digit 1% lows yet. They will happen inevitably. Well, there we go. There we go. 4 FPS. Another ball here. Oh, I just clipped through it. Because of the stutter, it didn't work. Can I please? Yes? Pass the socket. Pass to who? There are no ZOIs near us, my friends. No people near us. That's terrible. What are you doing? Why did you stop like that? Okay, it was because we were in the menu. Can we play some basketball by ourselves? Tons of aliasing there, by the way, but still, I think performance DLSS is the way to go. Oh, I just switched into my clothes, sports clothes. Interesting. There we go. Look at... My boy sucks. Oh, boy. Oh, what am I doing playing such a broken game today? I mean, it's popular now, right? And I'm actually having a little bit of fun, even with all of the terrible performance and the issues that this game has. It's still interesting to take a look at. Although, I don't think you should spend 40 euros, like I did, to play this game in this state. Just wait a bit until it's more polished if you really want to play it. But if I put this in the middle of the road, will I make the cars stop or something? Okay, there we go. No! They will just... Yes. Awesome. And it disappears. Oh. Oh, boy. That draw distance. At least they left the scooter there. Can we save it with frame generation? Sometimes FG does make things a little bit better in terms of smoothness, you know? I mean, I can definitely tell it's a little bit more artifacty, by the way, but it's not terrible. If you're not looking for the artifacts, you can't really see them very well. In terms of 1% lows, we'll see if it gets better, of course. Hopefully it will, but I'm not holding my breath for it. Actually, you know what? I will hold my breath until we get a massive stutter. That shouldn't be too hard. I could go on for a little bit further, okay, but this is kind of incredible. Frame generation fixed the stutters. What the hell? I mean, we still got them there in the frame time graph, and they're noticeable. And also, when I did this, I was seeing a ton of artifacting, but I didn't want to say anything because I was waiting for it to stutter. Anyway, and holding my breath. Yes, guys, the frame generation just fixed the 1% lows. Those 1% lows that went to 4 frames per second. Like, what? This is pretty incredible, actually. Even walking fast as heck, which would be kind of impossible for Hulk. We finally saw a big spike there, but it is so much more stable with frame generation. I guess it's yet another game made with frame generation in mind. Yeah, we're seeing more and more of those these days. But yeah, in this case, it does improve the experience quite a lot. The 1% lows are not at 1 FPS anymore, or 4 FPS anymore. This is way better, guys. Can we sing? Oh my god! That's the worst singing ever! Am I a baby or something? What the hell? Also, what is that? Why is it 3 pixels? Where are you going now? But I didn't do anything. He just started moving in this direction. I want to see where he goes, actually. You know what? Let's do this. I like this little feature, too. Why? Why would you do that, dude? My guy is a maniac. What the hell? Anyway, in terms of input lag, it's totally acceptable because of the kind of game that this is, you know, it's top-down, point and click and so on. So you're not gonna have major issues with input lag and the frame generation, and I think you should definitely enable that frame generation because it helps a lot with the stuttering. Still stutters once again, and it's still pretty terrible in terms of like popping and stuff. I wonder how this looks on low settings. But yeah, it makes it so much more bearable to play this game with the frame generation enabled. And now let's turn off frame generation again, go back to DLEA, native res, ultra settings, and try 1440p resolution. Here we go, it's 2560 by 1440 res now, and yes and yesn't. I guess, yesn't. Sometimes it gets 60 FPS, other times it doesn't. We're back to those huge stutters, even though we were here before, you know, we already loaded this area. But as soon as you disable that frame generation, you just get back to those horrible, unbelievably huge stutters like these. What the hell? That's so weird. So it still doesn't get 60 plus FPS all of the time, but I guess you just gotta enable the frame generation. It's a good baseline FPS to enable frame generation on top of, and that will fix most of those issues with the frame time. So just do that, guys. If you must play this game, use frame generation. I'm still curious to see if FSR FG is still here, you know, so maybe in a couple of days I'll try like the 7900 XTX in this title to see that, because if it isn't, if FSR FG is not in this game, that would mean that 30 series GPUs will have massive frame time issues in this title as well. Because those can only use frame generation through FSR from AMD, and yeah, those will be screwed. There are tons of people with RTX 30 series cards, and they might just have tons of stuttering problems. I don't know, guys. I'm just playing it for the first time, but it's kind of insane how much worse the 1% lows were with frame generation turned off. And now that we have it on, we have it on 2 times speed as well, and I'm just walking around. It's not stopping for a second like it was before. Can I go inside of here? Yes! Finally! An area where we can... tarot site. Okay. Check. Love horoscope, yes. I want to see if Bob is there. If he is, I will uninstall the game. What happened? What happened? Where are you going? The higher expectations, the greater the disappointment. Okay, I got no expectations at all. I mean, I just said Bob might be there in my love life, so that's like below 0 expectations, right? All right. Probably time for us to check out 1080p resolution. Also, guys, I kind of want to check out CPU bottleneckings as well. So that at this resolution, it should be nice to see it. Let's disable the frame generation as well. Here we go. This is 1080p resolution now, maximum settings. Yeah, tons of stutters because we dropped frame generation out of the settings, you know. Oh, it's so weird. It's really weird. This is like... How can frame generation remove the stuttering so much? It's so stupid. I'm gonna do it again. You know, like turn it on. Do this little walk again around here. 100 FPS plus, by the way. And now it's good. Look at that. Okay, massive stutter there, but it's not. It doesn't stop like previously. Let's go in this direction, I guess. Not a problem. Well, many problems are here, but the stuttering or the insane stuttering with literal 1 second drops are not a problem anymore. Look at this. I don't understand. What if we do this exact same thing now without frame generation again? Again, now we've already loaded everything with frame generation and without frame generation, and look at that. Instant massive stutter there. And it's more unstable as well. Also, GPU utilization, not too bad. 99% GPU usage all of the time. That means that it's not CPU bound yet. So the fact that the game asks for a 9800X 3D might be like an overshoot in terms of system requirements. But I'm going to try it on ultra performance DLSS now. This is internally 360p resolution, all right, without the frame generation, maximum settings, to see what the CPU is truly capable of. And it's not a problem, as you can see. Even at 360p resolution being upscaled to 1080p resolution, it's still getting high GPU utilization with a lot of drops here and there when it stutters, but that's just because of the stutters, not really the CPU being the bottleneck here. So that's pretty impressive for a game this size, you know. I say size, but the game's 20 gigabytes, but I'm saying about the huge world that this is. It's not too bad, but I guess maybe they will improve the settings in the future, because that LOD is terrible. So yeah, once they actually make it better in terms of LOD, the CPU might become an issue, but at the moment it really isn't. So now this is DLEA at 1080p using DLSS frame gen on top of it. It gets pretty decent FPS, as you can see, higher refresh rate experience. It's definitely quite soft. I don't like that too much. And I have it on a 1080p native monitor at the moment, okay? But it's still really, really soft. It's one of the softer games at 1080p that I've seen recently. But yeah, guys, this is it. The high system requirements. Cars are blinking there. Well, they work, kind of. It still delivers a really crappy experience, super stuttery one, given the nature of the game, I guess. It's generated and so on. Yeah, it's really, really hard to pull this off, but the optimization is just non-existent right now, so there's that. Oh, I forgot to see it on low settings, or very low settings. Wait a second. I disabled ray tracing as well, by the way. Let's see it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm just interested in the look of it. Oh my god, 300 FPS almost. That's pretty crazy, actually. Does it go over it? Yes, 300 plus sometimes. Okay, this is with frame generation enabled as well, by the way. But yeah, if you were wondering how it looks on the very low settings, it is a completely different look, guys. Absolutely insane how bad you can make this look. Holy crap. So now I'm curious if it will actually load on stuff like GTX 1650s and so on. I believe a 1650 should be able to deliver these graphics and a decent playable experience with these graphics, right? I think so. So maybe I'll test that. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.